The Dragon Ball franchise, a global cultural phenomenon, is currently facing a rights dispute following the death of its creator, Akira Toriyama, in March 2024. This conflict involves Shueisha, the manga publisher, Bandai Namco, a major video game developer, and Akio Iyoku, a former Shueisha editor now leading Capsule Corporation Tokyo. The battle centers on who will control the franchise's future, particularly for anime and games, impacting fans and the industry. Current situation. As of June 2025, the evidence leans towards Shueisha retaining manga rights, while Iyoku's company appears to manage anime, as seen with Dragon Ball Daima, 2024 to 2025. Bandai Namco's role in games suggests collaboration with Iyoku, but legal battles continue, delaying projects like Dragon Ball Super. The uncertainty reflects the complexity of the dispute, with ongoing negotiations and potential lawsuits. Impact on fans. This dispute has left fans awaiting new content, with Dragon Ball Daima concluding in February 2025 and future projects in limbo. The lack of clarity affects the franchise's creative direction and commercial potential. Report. Detailed analysis of the Dragon Ball anime rights dispute. The ongoing battle over the Dragon Ball anime series involves a multifaceted dispute among Shueisha, Bandai Namco, and Akio Iyoku, with significant implications for the franchise's future. This report, as of 10:46 a.m. Central Daylight Time on Tuesday, June 17, 2025, provides a comprehensive overview based on available information, highlighting the roles, current status, and potential outcomes. Background and context. The dispute traces back to tensions within Shueisha in 2022, when Akio Iyoku, then head of the Dragon Ball Room, was removed due to disagreements over management style, including unilateral decisions like approving a film adaptation of Toriyama's Sandland manga without executive approval. Iyoku's departure in 2023 to establish Capsule Corporation Tokyo, coupled with Akira Toriyama's death in March 2024, intensified the conflict over who controls the franchise's rights, particularly for anime and games. Toriyama's passing left the IP's future uncertain, with his family now influencing decisions. Reports from 2024 noted that rights were up in the air, with Shueisha, Iyoku, and Bandai Namco in discussions, reflecting the complexity of the situation. Roles and interests of key players. Shueisha, the publisher of Dragon Ball manga, seeks to maintain control over the IP, profit from manga sales, and oversee adaptations. Bandai Namco, a video game developer known for titles like Dokkan Battle, aims to secure rights for game production to ensure business continuity. Akio Iyoku, a former Shueisha editor now leading Capsule Corporation Tokyo, wants to lead anime and multimedia projects, expand globally, and align with Toriyama's vision. Shueisha's historical authority over the manga gives them a strong legal claim, while Iyoku's close ties to Toriyama position him as a contender for anime control. Bandai Namco is caught in the middle, needing clarity for game development. Current status and developments. As of June 2025, the dispute remains unresolved, with recent information suggesting a de facto division of rights. Shueisha continues to manage the manga, with Dragon Ball Super returning with a special one-shot on February 20th, 2025. For anime, Capsule Corporation Tokyo's involvement is evident in Dragon Ball Daima, which aired from October 2024 to February 2025, with Iyoku as executive producer. Iyoku's recent tease of new projects in 2025 suggests ongoing anime production under his leadership, potentially including a movie. However, posts from June 2025 indicate a lawsuit is ongoing, potentially lasting years, affecting new adaptations. The evidence leans toward a split where Shueisha holds manga rights and Capsule Corporation Tokyo manages anime and games. This division, however, results in a stalemate, delaying projects like the return of Dragon Ball Super anime. Impact on franchise and fans. The dispute has caused uncertainty, with fans awaiting new anime content. Dragon Ball Daima's release schedule concluded in February 2025, but future projects are in limbo. This affects the franchise's creative direction, with potential for fragmented storytelling if rights remain divided. Bandai Namco's position highlights their need for clarity, with stressful meetings involving both Shueisha and Iyoku representatives. This uncertainty could impact game releases, though recent projects like Sparking Zero in October 2024 suggest some continuity. Potential outcomes and speculation. Possible scenarios include unified control. One party gains clear authority, streamlining content, though unlikely given current tensions. Fragmented control, continued division, leading to inconsistent narratives, potentially alienating fans. Family intervention. Toriyama's family could settle the dispute, though no resolution is public as of June 2025. Iyoku's focus on global expansion, seen in Dragon Ball Daima's announcement at New York Comic-Con, contrasts with Shueisha's profit-driven approach, creating a clash of visions. Detailed timeline of key events. The following list summarizes key events leading to the current dispute. 2022. Akio Iyoku removed as head of Dragon Ball Room at Shueisha due to management disputes. 2023. Iyoku leaves Shueisha, establishes Capsule Corporation Tokyo. March 2024. Akira Toriyama passes away, intensifying rights dispute. October 2024. Dragon Ball Daima begins airing, with Iyoku as executive producer. February 2025. Dragon Ball Daima concludes. Manga Dragon Ball Super returns with one shot. January 2025. Iyoku teases new Dragon Ball projects for 2025 on radio show. June 2025. Dispute ongoing, with legal battles affecting new anime projects. The legal battles over the Dragon Ball franchise, as of June 17, 2025, center on a complex dispute over intellectual property, IP, rights following the death of creator Akira Toriyama in March 2024. This conflict involves Shueisha, Bandai Namco, Akio Iyoku's Capsule Corporation Tokyo, and potentially Toriyama's family, with significant implication for the future of the franchise's anime, manga, and gaming content. Below, I'll explore the details of these legal battles, their origins, key developments, and potential outcomes based on available information. Origins of the legal battles. The legal disputes stem from a combination of historical tensions, corporate restructuring, and a vacuum left by Toriyama's passing. Key events leading to the current situation include 2016 to 2022, Akio Iyoku's role at Shueisha. Akio Iyoku, a longtime editor and close collaborator with Toriyama, was appointed head of Shueisha's Dragon Ball Room in 2016, a division created to manage the franchise's expansion across anime, games, and merchandise. Iyoku, previously editor-in-chief of V-Jump, was instrumental in projects like Dragon Ball Super, Broly, and Super Hero. However, tensions arose due to his management style, described as unilateral and condescending by some anime production companies and TV networks. A notable example was his decision to greenlight a Sandland film adaptation without proper executive approval, which sparked conflict with Shueisha's upper management. 2022. Iyoku's removal from Dragon Ball Room. In 2022, Shueisha reassigned Iyoku to another department, citing his failure to align with corporate priorities, such as collaborations in AI and metaverse technologies. This move reportedly upset Toriyama, who trusted Iyoku deeply and valued his commitment to the author's vision. 2023. Iyoku's departure and Capsule Corporation Tokyo. In May 2023, Iyoku left Shueisha to establish Capsule Corporation Tokyo, a company named after the fictional corporation in Dragon Ball, with the intent to manage the franchise's non-manga elements, including anime and games. This move created a rift, as Shueisha retained control over the manga, the canonical foundation of the franchise, while Iyoku sought to lead anime and multimedia projects. March 2024. Akira Toriyama's death. Toriyama's sudden passing at age 68 intensified the dispute, as he was no longer present to mediate or clarify his wishes regarding the IP. His family inherited a significant role in decision-making, but the lack of clear documentation on Toriyama's intentions has fueled the legal conflict. Key aspects of the legal battles. The legal battles revolve around who controls the Dragon Ball IP and how its various components, manga, anime, games, and merchandise, are managed. The main points of contention are manga rights versus anime and game rights. Shueisha. As the publisher of Dragon Ball and Weekly Shonen Jump since 1984, Shueisha holds the rights to the manga, which serves as the franchise's canonical core. This gives them significant leverage, as any anime or game adapting manga storylines, e.g., Dragon Ball Super arcs like Moro or Granola, requires their approval. Capsule Corporation Tokyo. Iyoku's company appears to have secured rights to anime and possibly game production, as evidenced by their leadership in Dragon Ball Daima, October 2024 to February 2025, and involvement in games like Dragon Ball. Sparking. October 2024. However, they cannot legally animate Dragon Ball Super manga arcs without Shueisha's consent, creating a stalemate. Bandai Namco. As a major player in Dragon Ball games, Bandai Namco is caught in the middle, needing clarity on who holds the IP to continue producing titles like Dokkan Battle, which has generated over $5 billion globally as of February 2024. They likely work with Capsule Corporation Tokyo for games, but require a resolution to avoid legal risks. Toriyama's family and estate. Toriyama's family now holds a pivotal role in the dispute, as they inherited his stake in the IP. Reports suggest Toriyama favored Iyoku to manage non-manga aspects of the franchise, but without explicit legal documentation. This is contested. Shueisha's chairman, Muru Horiuchi, reportedly visited Toriyama's residence in Aichi Prefecture to secure the rights, but failed to persuade him, indicating the family's influence. The family's ongoing grief and lack of public statements have delayed any resolution. Financial stakes. The Dragon Ball franchise is a multi-billion-dollar IP, valued at approximately $24 billion in 2023, with significant revenue from games, anime, and merchandise. For example, Dragon Ball Super. Superhero earned 13 billion yen globally, and Dragon Ball Daima has been a commercial success. Shueisha's reluctance to cede control stems from the franchise's profitability, while Iyoku's push for creative control aligns with his vision to expand the series globally, as seen with Daima's announcement at New York Comic-Con in 2023. Key developments in the legal battles, 2024 to 2025. 2024, initial reports of the dispute. In July 2024, Weekly Toyo Kize published an article detailing the conflict, citing a Shueisha insider who described Iyoku's departure as a catalyst for the power struggle. The article highlighted Shueisha's concerns about losing control of the IP and Toriyama's dissatisfaction with Iyoku's removal. Bandai Namco's involvement was noted, with the company holding stressful meetings to navigate the dispute. October 2024 to February 2025, Dragon Ball Daima. Despite the legal battles, Dragon Ball Daima aired successfully, with Iyoku as executive producer, indicating Capsule Corporation Tokyo's control over new anime projects. The series, set between Dragon Ball Z and Super, was praised for its quality, contrasting with earlier criticisms of Dragon Ball Super's animation, which some fans attribute to Shueisha's oversight. February 2025, Dragon Ball Super Manga One-Shot. Shueisha published a special one-shot chapter of Dragon Ball Super on February 20th, 2025, under Toytaro's guidance, reinforcing their control over the manga. However, the manga remains on hiatus, with no regular serialization, possibly due to the ongoing legal uncertainty. June 2025, ongoing lawsuit. Posts on X from June 2025 suggest an active lawsuit between Shueisha and Capsule Corporation Tokyo, potentially lasting years. This has stalled new anime adaptations of Dragon Ball Super manga arcs, as Capsule Corporation Tokyo cannot proceed without Shueisha's approval. Iyoku's tease of new projects in January 2025, possibly including a movie, indicates continued activity under Capsule Corporation Tokyo, but the scope is limited to original content. Potential outcomes and implications. The legal battles could resolve in several ways, each with distinct implications for Dragon Ball's future. Shueisha retains full control. If Shueisha secures the IP, they could continue managing the manga and oversee anime and game adaptations, potentially prioritizing profitability over creative innovation. This might lead to consistent but formulaic content, as some fans fear Shueisha's focus on monetization could milk the franchise similar to Marvel post-Stan Lee. Capsule Corporation Tokyo gains anime/game rights. If Iyoku's company secures clear rights to anime and games, as some speculate Toriyama intended, they could pursue ambitious projects aligned with Toriyama's vision, such as global expansions or new storylines. However, they would still need Shueisha's cooperation for manga-based adaptations, which could remain a sticking point. Toriyama family intervention. The family's decision could be decisive. If they side with Iyoku, Capsule Corporation Tokyo might gain broader control, potentially streamlining anime and game production. Conversely, aligning with Shueisha could reinforce the publisher's dominance. Their silence as of June 2025 suggests ongoing deliberation, possibly due to grief or legal complexity. Fragmented control. The current de facto split, Shueisha with manga, Capsule Corporation Tokyo with anime/games could persist, leading to fragmented storytelling. For example, Dragon Ball Daima's non-canonical status and its divergence from Super's timeline have confused fans, raising concerns about narrative coherence. Court resolution. A prolonged lawsuit, as suggested by X-Posts, could delay new content for years, similar to historical IP disputes like the Ultraman franchise. This risks stalling the franchise's momentum, especially as key figures like Goku's voice actor age, potentially affecting future productions. Impact on the franchise and fans. The legal battles have already caused significant disruptions. Anime delays. The Dragon Ball Super anime, highly anticipated since its 2018 conclusion, remains on hold due to the inability to adapt manga arcs without Shueisha's approval. Fans express frustration, with some fearing Super may never return. Creative uncertainty. The split between manga, Shueisha, and anime/games, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, risks inconsistent storytelling, as seen with Daima's unclear continuity with Super. Fans worry about non-canonical content diluting the franchise's legacy. Financial stakes. The franchise's $24 billion value underscores the high stakes, with Shueisha and Bandai Namco prioritizing revenue, while Iyoku emphasizes creative control. This tension could lead to rushed or low-quality projects if profit motives dominate. Fan sentiment. Social media discussions reflect concern, with fans hoping Toriyama's family ensures the franchise respects his vision. Some fear corporate greed could tarnish Dragon Ball, drawing parallels to other franchises mismanaged after a creator's death. Key points on the Dragon Ball lawsuit. As of June 17, 2025, a lawsuit is reportedly ongoing over the Dragon Ball franchise's intellectual property, IP, rights involving Shueisha, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, led by Akio Iyoku, and potentially Bandai Namco, with Akira Toriyama's family playing a key role. The dispute centers on control over manga, anime, and game rights, triggered by Iyoku's 2023 departure from Shueisha and Toriyama's death in March 2024. No public court filings or official legal documents are available, and details remain speculative, primarily sourced from industry reports and social media. The lawsuit has delayed new anime projects, particularly Dragon Ball Super, and could impact the franchise's long-term direction. Here's some background. The Dragon Ball franchise, valued at approximately $24 billion, is embroiled in a legal battle following Akira Toriyama's death in March 2024. The conflict originated from tensions within Shueisha, the manga's publisher, when Akio Iyoku, a key figure in managing the franchise, was removed as head of the Dragon Ball Room in 2022 due to disagreements over his management style, including his unilateral approval of Sandland film adaptation. Iyoku left Shueisha in May 2023 to form Capsule Corporation Tokyo, aiming to control non-manga aspects of the IP, such as anime and games. Toriyama's passing intensified the dispute, leaving the IP's ownership unclear and sparking a reported lawsuit. Details of the lawsuit. Parties involved. Shueisha, the publisher of Dragon Ball since 1984, holding manga rights and seeking to maintain control over the entire IP, including anime and merchandise adaptations. Capsule Corporation Tokyo, Akio Iyoku's company, established in 2023, which appears to manage anime production, e.g., Dragon Ball Daima, and possibly game licensing, claiming authority over non-manga elements with Toriyama's alleged blessing. Bandai Namco, a major video game developer producing titles like Dragon Ball, sparking Zero, caught in the dispute and needing clarity on who controls the IP for future projects. Toriyama's family. As heirs to Toriyama's estate, they hold significant influence over the IP's future but have not publicly clarified their stance, complicating negotiations. Nature of the lawsuit. Core issue. The lawsuit focuses on the distribution of Dragon Ball's IP rights, particularly who controls anime and game adaptations. Shueisha claims authority based on manga ownership, while Capsule Corporation Tokyo asserts rights to anime and games, possibly backed by Toriyama's wishes. Bandai Namco seeks resolution to continue game production without legal risks. Lack of public records. No specific court case, filing date, or legal documents are publicly available as of June 2025. The lawsuit's existence is inferred from industry reports, such as a July 2024 Weekly Toyo Kize article and X-Posts, like one from a Paragon Supremus. In June 2025, stating the lawsuit could last years. Speculated claims. Shueisha likely argues that their manga rights extend to derivative works, anime, games, as the manga is the canonical source. Capsule Corporation Tokyo may claim Toriyama granted Iyoku authority over non-manga projects, though no written contract has surfaced. Bandai Namco's role is unclear, but they may be involved as a stakeholder seeking to protect their game licensing agreements. Toriyama's estate. The family's role is pivotal, as they inherited Toriyama's IP stake. A Shueisha insider noted. Now it's up to Mr. Toriyama's family to decide, suggesting the lawsuit hinges on their interpretation of Toriyama's intentions. Timeline of legal developments. 2022. Iyoku's removal from the Dragon Ball room sparks tensions, with Shueisha citing his failure to seek approval for projects like Sandland. May 2023. Iyoku leaves Shueisha, forms Capsule Corporation Tokyo, and claims authority over anime and games, escalating the dispute. March 2024. Toriyama's death leaves the IP's ownership unclear, intensifying legal discussions. July 2024. Weekly Toyo Kize reports ongoing disputes, with Shueisha, Iyoku, and Bandai Namco unable to agree on rights, and meetings described as stressful due to vague invitations to all relevant parties. October 2024 to February 2025. Dragon Ball Daima airs under Capsule Corporation Tokyo's leadership, suggesting they hold anime rights, but no Dragon Ball Super anime progresses due to the manga rights issue. June 2025, X-posts indicate an active lawsuit with no resolution, delaying new anime adaptations. Evidence of a lawsuit. Primary source. A July 2024 Weekly Toyo Kize article, translated by Kanzenshu, detailed the dispute, quoting a Shueisha employee. The disputes have been ongoing and still remain unresolved. It noted Bandai Namco's confusion over who to consult for IP matters. Social media. An X-post from a Paragon Supremus. June 2025, claimed the lawsuit could persist for years, reflecting fan sentiment, but lacking verifiable details. Other posts, like at Z3RO_gravity_. May 2025, describe a stalemate, with Shueisha holding manga rights and Capsule Corporation Tokyo managing anime/games. Industry activity. Capsule Corporation Tokyo's production of Dragon Ball Daima and Bandai Namco's collaboration with them for Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2025, January 2025, suggested a de facto split, but the lawsuit indicates unresolved legal boundaries. Impact of the lawsuit on anime production. The lawsuit has stalled Dragon Ball Super's anime adaptation, as Capsule Corporation Tokyo cannot legally animate manga arcs, e.g., Moro, Granola, without Shueisha's approval. This explains why Dragon Ball Daima, an original story, was produced instead. Iyoku's tease of new projects in January 2025, possibly a movie, indicates Capsule Corporation Tokyo's continued activity, but these are likely limited to non-manga-based content. On gaming. Bandai Namco's Dragon Ball, Sparking, Zero, October 2024, proceeded, likely under existing licenses with Capsule Corporation Tokyo. However, future games face uncertainty, as meetings are described as vaguely organized, with both Shueisha and Iyoku present, causing coordination stress. On fans. Fans express frustration over delayed anime content, with some fearing fragmented storytelling, e.g., Daima's unclear continuity with Super. Social media reflects concern that corporate greed could harm the franchise, drawing comparisons to Marvel post-Stan Lee. Financial stakes. Dragon Ball generates billions annually, with Dokkan Battle alone earning over $5 billion by 2024. The lawsuit's outcome will determine who profits from future anime, games, and merchandise, with Shueisha prioritizing monetization and Iyoku emphasizing creative control. Potential outcomes and speculation. Shueisha victory. If Shueisha wins, they could consolidate control over the IP, potentially leading to profit-driven projects. This risks prioritizing quantity over quality, as some fans fear Shueisha aims to milk the franchise. Capsule Corporation Tokyo victory. A win for Iyoku could allow Capsule Corporation Tokyo to lead anime and games, aligning with Toriyama's vision. However, they would still need Shueisha's manga rights for canonical adaptations, requiring negotiation. Toriyama family resolution. The family could settle the lawsuit by clarifying Toriyama's wishes. If they favor Iyoku, Capsule Corporation Tokyo might gain broader control. If they side with Shueisha, the publisher's dominance would strengthen. Their silence suggests ongoing deliberation. Prolonged stalemate. A drawn-out lawsuit, as speculated on X, could delay content for years, similar to the Candy Candy IP dispute, which halted new productions. This risks losing fan momentum and aging key talent, like Goku's voice actor. Compromise. A negotiated split, with Shueisha retaining manga rights and Capsule Corporation Tokyo managing anime/games, could resolve the lawsuit. However, this requires cooperation, which current tensions hinder. Challenges in verifying details. Limited public information. No court filings, case numbers, or official statements from Shueisha, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, or Bandai Namco are available, limiting concrete details. Reliance on secondary sources. Information comes from Weekly Toyo Kize, July 2024, and X posts, which lack legal specifics and may reflect biased perspectives, e.g., fans favoring Iyoku. Toriyama's intentions. Claims that Toriyama supported Iyoku lack documented evidence, such as a contract, making the family's role critical but unclear. Conclusion. The Dragon Ball lawsuit, as of June 17, 2025, is a complex legal battle over IP rights, pitting Shueisha's manga ownership against Capsule Corporation Tokyo's anime/game ambitions, with Bandai Namco and Toriyama's family as key stakeholders. Triggered by Iyoku's 2023 exit and Toriyama's 2024 death, the lawsuit has delayed Dragon Ball Super's anime return and created uncertainty for future projects. While Dragon Ball Daima and games like Sparking Zero continue, the unresolved dispute risks fragmenting the franchise's narrative and alienating fans. The outcome hinges on Toriyama's family and the court's interpretation of the IP's ownership, with potential resolutions ranging from unified control to a prolonged stalemate. Fans await a decision that preserves Dragon Ball's legacy.